open the hard shell of my false identities to expose my true nature, soft, delicious, white, pure and beautiful as the coconut fruit inside the hard coconut shell. To expose my true nature, soft, delicious, white, pure, and beautiful as the coconut fruit inside the hard coconut shell. Who is saying this to whom? The body, mind, and intellect, which have taken on false identities of the hard shell of the so-called ego, which is essentially nothing but false identities. Once you get into yourself, because in is the only way out, then you recognize your true nature, soft, delicious, white, pure, and beautiful as the coconut fruit inside the hard coconut shell. So this is an invocation of the body, mind, and intellect, the BMI toolkit, to nothing but ourself, which has many different forms, one of which is pleasant duty consciousness, which Valmiki Maharishi, thanks to his Guru Narada, termed as Rama and became the Ishtadevata of Tyagaraja, the king of sacrifices, one who is able to sacrifice all the false identities arising out of the physical sheath called the Annamaya Kosha, the energetic sheath called the Pranamaya Kosha, the emotional sheath called the Manomaya Kosha, the intellectual sheath called the Jnanamaya Kosha, and eventually even the bliss sheath called the Anandamaya Kosha, to expose not just the Suguna Brahman, which Rama is, but the Nirguna Brahman without any attributes whatsoever. So there's no prayer as such in Sanatana Dharma, which is not even a religion, leave alone having gods in it. So we always have invocations to recognize who we truly are. Most people ask, then what is the purpose of temples? Well, they're just mirrors. Why do we need mirrors? It's my eye. Can't I see myself as I am? No, there is a limitation in our ability to see ourselves in the beginning. That's why we need a mirror to reflect an image of who we are. And that's precisely what the vigrahas at the Moolasthana or the sanctum sanctorum of temples, whether well-established ancient ones with appropriate prana pratishta by the Maharishis, or even your own deities, the vigrahas that you keep at home, either in the form of sculptures or pictures or paintings, they're all essentially mirrors of who I, you, we are all. That is just a singularity of ourself and not ourselves. That's what Tyagaraja so beautifully, with of course his poetic liberty, conveys to us. So let us open up into ourselves and realize who we are this new year, thanks to the existence of Jupiter in the company of the Sun very soon from April the 22nd in Aries, which is nothing but our Manipura Chakra. Aries and Scorpio are our Manipura Chakra, whereas Pisces and Sagittarius are our Swadhisthana Chakra. So when the Sun moves on April 14th, Friday, it moves from Pisces to Aries, which means from our Swadhisthana Chakra or our nature of self-establishment to our Manipura Chakra, the fiery ability to get to the peak of our Rajas activity, passion, so that we can even transcend it in order to enter the realms of Sattva. The same thing happens on Saturday, April the 22nd, when Jupiter transcends from our Swadhisthana Chakra, that is Pisces, to our Manipura Chakra, Aries. So this transition is an evolutionary transition and should be taken advantage of, because the Sun is just a reflection in the outer world or a mapping of our own soul, ourself. Whereas Jupiter is a mapping of the Guru Tattva within us, which is nothing but our own inner wisdom, a gateway to who we really are, to see things as they are instead of the imaginations arising out of the memories collected in our mind and intellect over a long period of time, this life and in previous lives. So open up, my dear friends. Go into the interior of who you are to realize who you really are, not what you think you are, what others think you are. Thank you. Sublimate the camphor. What does it mean? After some time, this solid camphor that you see on this Divartane or Deiva Artane gets converted into gas without passing on to the liquid phase. That is sublimation, right? You know that from physics. Karpura Gauram Karunavataram Samsara Saram Bhujagendraharam Sada Vasantam Hridayāravinde Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami. So what we really want to sublimate is our false identities. Sublimate the camphor burning in front of you as you would sublimate all of your false identities with the body, mind, and intellect. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not even the intellect. I am the radiant Atman, as you just saw a few minutes ago. Soft, delicious, white, pure, and beautiful. As the coconut fruit inside the hard coconut shell. Na deho, na mano, na buddhi, satchidananda atmoham. As much as I know that I am not the body, mind, and the intellect, I still know that these can be extremely useful tools if and only if I understand them well, take care of them appropriately, and utilize them efficiently and effectively as long as these temporary toolkits last. Which is why whenever we show the Divartane, we wait until all of the camphor gets sublimated, because we don't want even traces of our false identities with the body, mind, and the intellect to remain. We want to recognize, or rather recognize, that we are ourself, the Atma, which is nothing but Parabrahman. As the Mahavakyas of the Vedas say, Prajnanam Brahma, Tattvamasi, I am Atma Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi. Wish you all a classy śōbha-kṛta, bright solar new year. Viṣū, alias mēṣa-sam, alias varśa-pirappu, alias souramāna-yugādi, alias cittirai-tirunāļ. Today, that is Friday, April the 14th, 2023, with viṣuvat puṇyakālam from 6:08 a.m. to 12:06 p.m. This soulful transit is soon to be followed across the very same borders by the progress of our inner wisdom, diagnostics, projected out. When? That would be in 8 days from today, Saturday, April the 22nd. Transit of Jupiter, that is Guru péyarcci as we call it, as our own inner wisdom's outer projection is ramming into friendly yet duty-conscious Martian Aries méṣam. That, as I said, is nothing but a transition to the Manipura chakra. From where? From its own, that is Jupiter or Guru's own fluidy comfort zone, that is home ground, sva-adhisthana or Pisces or mīnam. May all of us take advantage of this once in a dozen years favorable position to soulfully leverage wisdom as a gateway to whatever we do, from effortlessly auspicious action, śōbha-kṛta, to radiantly splendorous action, śōbha-kṛta, of the solar Vikram Samvat 2080, beginning today, Friday, the 14th of April, 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 122, the 8th Charanam, éndarō mahānubhāvulu, the preciousness of our BMI, if and only if well understood, upkept, and deployed as well. Week 9th introduction. While the previous episode was a Chandramāna-yugādi to Ramanavami special, this one's a Ramanavami to souramāna-yugādi special, popularly known as Malayalam or Tamil New Year, though it has little to do with fanatic linguistics and all to do with fundamental logistics of our planet's revolution around our planetary or solar system's only star, referenced out to the rest of the star network. No, not your TV broadcasting group hotly sold out to Disney, but our own resourceful energetics, mapping out our very survival processes. Nakshatra, Surya-Puttandināļ, varśa-pirappu, to distinguish it from Chandira-Puttandināļ, varśa-pirappu. Unfortunately, many so-called religious people relegate Tyagaraja and Rama only to the historical past or liturgical fest, and thus miss out on the tremendous possibilities of accessing them right within us, right here and right now, as significant attributes, ironically, of our free, unattributable, and attributeless self. They are in fact presents, that's gifts of the present, presents of the present, like nothing else. Yes, if you really want to leverage even an infinitesimal fraction of the genius of Tyagaraja and or the potency of Rama, then you have to perceive what they truly mean here and now. Begin to cognize Tyagaraja as your own body, mind, intellect toolkit's ability to give it all in the ultimately royal surrender to who else but ourself. For Rama is none other than our pleasant, duty-conscious self, and self alone. reflected in a picture, reflected in a vigraha, reflected in a temple, but truly speaking, omnipresent in you, me, and everyone else, irrespective of whether we are human beings or any other living beings or even the so-called non-living things. I will let VasanthiMā sing the 8th charanam now, and then we will come back to the advaitik insights into it, the USP of our channel.
Pa re ma pa ma pa re ga re sa ni pa ni sa pa re ga re sa pa ma re ma pa ni sa re ma pa ni sa ni sa ni sa ri ri ga ri sa ri sa ni pa ni sa ri ga ri sa ni pa ma re ma pa ni sa ni pa ma re ga ri sa ni sa ri sa ni éndarō mahānubhāvulu నేను నామ వైభవం బులను నీ పరాక్రమ ధైర్యముల శాంత మానసము నీవులను వచన సత్యమును రఘువరనీయడ సద్భక్తియు జనించకను దుర్మదములను కల్లజేసినట్టి నీ మది నెరింగి సంతసంబునను గుణభజనానంద కీర్తనము చేయువా éndarō mahānubhāvulu.
Fantastic job, VasanthiMā. Amazing. As we go from charanam to charanam, your involvement, dedication, the ragam, thalam, and the bhava especially, when you're singing the sāhityam with an understanding of the lyrics, what they truly mean in the inner sense, it gives a completely meditative feeling. Thank you for the rendering. The charanam 8 lyrics that you just sang were Nee mīnam vaibhavam bulanu, Nee parakrama dhairyamu, shanta manasamu, Nīvulanu, vachana satyamunu, Raghuvar nīyeda sadbhaktiyu, janinchakanu, దుర్మతములను కల్లజేసినట్టి నీ మది నెరింగి సంత సంబునను గుణ భజనానంద కీర్తనము చెయ్యువారెందరో మహానుభావులు. The advaitik insights into it, the USP of our channel, are charanam 8 of éndarō mahānubhāvulu of Tyagaraja. What it truly means to the inner self of not just me, but all of us, which is why I call it ourself. Innumerable éndarō, quantumly anu, fulfilled maha, quantumly fulfilled mahānu, perceptively experiential seers, bhāvulu, resuming cognizance of ourselves, ni, mastery over its yogically stabilized yet spatio-temporally finite platform of the body-mind intellect toolkits form, menu, name, nama, and fame via its special existential status, vaibhavam bulanu, and ourselves, ni, paranumeric achievements, supremely eclipsing and invalidating law and order, parakrama, Many beautiful ways of looking at the same word, but essentially eclipsing and invalidating the law and order in a supreme sense, a paranumeric achievement. Thanks to a clarity-based conviction of courage, dhairyamula, establishing the most fundamental prerequisite for spiritual or even military aspiration, calm and peaceful. Yes, a soldier, however stringent and dangerous the external situation is, has to be calm and peaceful inside to be most effective. Same is true in the spiritual realm as well. Calm and peaceful, shanta. What? Mind. Calm and peaceful mind. Manasamu. Predominantly silent and uttering only the few absolutely essential, perfectly timed nivulanu words, vachana, of existential truths. Satyam unu, satyamunu. Transcending beyond passion, Raghu, and into the realms of ourselves, grace. Raga is passion, and transcending beyond passion is Raghu. One who is born in the Raghu Vamsha means that one who is not necessarily biologically born into a particular lineage or dynasty, but one who has, through sadhana, through a lot of work on oneself, transcended beyond passion. That is Raghu. That is when you become a part of the clan of Raghu and into the realms of ourselves, grace, Vara, Raghu Vara. Towards who else but ourselves? Niyada. Translating to the body, mind, intellect toolkits, true devotion, sadbhaktiyu, to every one of its tasks at hand. Many people think devotion is to a deity in the temple or a picture in your puja room. No. Real devotion is to every one of the body, mind, intellect's tasks at hand, conducive to any currently unfolding situation. Arises janinchakanu, and as a collateral benefit, all ad hoc assumptions, durmatamulanu, are verified to be adulterations and thus falsified. All the ad hoc assumptions, durmatamulanu, are verified to be adulterations and thus falsified. Kalla, dropping off automatically. Jesina, as a creeper lets go a cucumber freely. Analogous atti, to ourselves. Ni, placing aside our mind and intellect. Madi, whenever unnecessary. Epistemically understanding in proximity. Neringi, to the Upanishadic seer's natural state of an exuberant santasambunanu quality, guna, in chanting bhajan, blissfully ananda, and extolling kirtanamu, indeed, seiyu, inspired by many illustrious predecessors and peers on the inward path, var, for it is ourself alone which has appeared over the ages, cloaked in and as numerous éndarō, fully satisfied beings, mahānubhāvulu. See you in the penultimate episode when the 9th caraṇam will be rendered by VasanthiMā very soon. Hari Om, Jai Shri Ram, Puttande Nalvarthikal, Namaskaram, Jai Hind.